first off, I want to say, do not make fun of me for the footage you are witnessing before you right now. I played through 3 games to try and get some footage for this video, and the first 2 I got freaking sweated on, and I was really mad because I'm literally like, it's the first week of the season. It was 5 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. I'm just trying to, you know, chill and play the game, and these kids they killed me. They danced on me for 30 seconds, and it wasn't even that good of a fight. I mean, they weren't that sweaty. They were just dancing on me for the sake of dancing on me. It got me really mad. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully you're doing well. My name is Maxie Nifter, and today we're here talking about Chapter 7, Season 3 of Fortnite Battle Royale. So I played this on stream last Saturday. I'm getting my days mixed up the whole video, apparently. Last Friday, I played through the live event, Shattered. So we're going to use that as our starting point and then use it to transition on over to Chapter 7, Season 3. So let's talk about the live event. So I wrote down a bunch of notes I'm going to talk about here today. So hopefully they're not anything stupid or dumb or incorrect, which is hard to do because I'm always right. But anyway, as far as I can tell, it's our first live event that's not collab related since Collision in 2022. That might be wrong. I know we've had many events, like I know the oil rig blew up in Chapter 5, but even then, you know, that was technically Dr. Doom did that, so that's a collab in my opinion. This was our first non-collab, except for The Rock being there, but The Rock is technically the Foundation, so that doesn't count. He's just playing a character, even though we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I don't really like that. So yeah, I mean, the event was really awesome. It was really sick. I was a little underwhelmed with it. If you go watch my VOD, which isn't up yet, but when I do put it up, if you watch the VOD, I didn't sound very excited for it, and that's just because, I don't know, I've been kind of burnt out on Fortnite. You know, at least in Season 2 I was, because of the whole layoffs and everything. I was kind of upset about it. So, but the event was really good. Looking back at it, and the reveals were crazy. So first off, the actual fighting sequence, I did look it up. My main issue with the event, actually, now that I recall, is that they marketed it as each event was going to be different depending on which side you are, right? Like I picked Foundation. If you picked Ice King, you had different stuff. I wasn't a big fan of that because low-key, the only reason I picked I picked Foundation, hashtag fraudation, but I picked him because I wanted to get the white and blue style for Foundation, because Ice King was already blue, so like there wasn't a point in getting that style. We got it anyway because it turns out it was just whoever won the rivalries got it, and it wasn't that whoever side you picked, you got that one, which is kind of whatever, I guess. But anyway, yeah, the event was really good. It was fun. And then the fight scene, so the only different thing really was the intro, but if you watch them both side by side, there's actually things that correlate together, which we'll talk about in a moment with the big reveal at the end. But yeah, and then the main fight was just they remodeled whoever. So if you were Ice King, you had the quick time events to fight the Foundation. If you were the Foundation, you had the quick time events to fight the Ice King, and it was all the same thing pretty much, which is fine. I don't want to put too much work into it. And also, actually, it's really good in my opinion, because that way, you know, you experienced the same event even though it was different. Because that was my big thing. I didn't want to have a totally different event compared to the other guys. But then we'll talk about the ending, of course, where the Ice King, well, the Rock dies, and then the Foundation is the Rock who dies, and then Ice King dies. That's what I was trying to say there, from the Dark Voyager, which was crazy. I was hoping it was gonna stay, but it didn't matter in the end because they killed him. And then they leaked it that even if the Foundation won, he would have killed the Foundation too, so it doesn't matter. They were gonna die either way. So the Dark Voyager takes the 0 point. He does the 0 point thing with it. We take the freaking Infinity Blade and slice the Dark Voyager's cube cradle in half, which was awesome. That kind of was alluded to by that glitch earlier this season, where if you hit his ship with the Infinity Blade, it kind of deleted it. So I wonder if they like were inspired by that or what. But I think that's funny. So that happens, and then the cinematic played, where freaking the Visitor is Geno. That was insane. I didn't expect that at all. Although when you look back at it, you kind of get it. I was kind of iffy on it already because he kept on like, you know, he was very secretive about what was going on and stuff, so I was already kind of wondering, is he just being secretive, or is he like actually evil? Turns out the second one was right. But yeah, Geno got revealed, and then he's working with the Dark Voyager, which does make sense to me because I thought the Last Reality and Imagined Order were like opposites. They were conflicting rivalries. But anyway, yeah, the big thing was the event kind of flipped it, where I thought, and a lot of people thought, that Ice King and the Foundation were going to team up to stop the Dark Voyager, but it turned out the Dark Voyager took both of them out, which was funny. I thought that was a neat way to flip it on its head. But the last little note I have here is hopefully the Rock doesn't come back. I know it's been leaked that he's probably going to come back, or at least the Foundation is, but the Rock's like, they're having to spend so much money on the guy for him to give out, like, you know, one performance he gave one trailer line, and then he gave some lines in the prelude to the event and during the event, and that was it. I don't want them to have to pay $1 billion freaking dollars to Dwayne The Rock Johnson just to be in like 5 minutes of footage the entire season, you know? I'd rather them just make a new guy be The Rock and do something with I don't know. Do something, guys. Just get him out of here. I don't want him here. And then my last thing, I thought that was the last thing. I lied. My last thing for the event is talking about what's next. I hope that they stick to these non-collab events, because I think that they have a lot more impact than the collab events. I'm fine, like, you know, 0 Hour was cool and all, that was fun, but I do wish they'd focus the story and stuff more on not collabs than collabs, if that makes sense. Like, I know they play a part, but like the whole Simpsons season, it was funny, but in grand scheme of things, it didn't matter at all. It was just, oh yeah, we got Homer and he's gonna help us defeat the guy. Like, I'd rather the story, the collabs, like the Amazing Digital Circus is coming out tonight. Awesome collab, really fun. The skins are fun, the trailer's fun. Nothing to do with the story. That's how it should be. They should keep it out of the story, unless it's some sort of reference. Like if it's, I don't know, there's a tiny, like the Infinity Blade's technically a collab, I guess, but if it's something that's minor, like a reference or something, that's fine, but it shouldn't be the main. Like we shouldn't have to go to Simpsons Island, even though that was a fun season. I will say that we shouldn't be forced to go to Simpsons Island just to get the story to progress, which is my opinion on that. But anyway, let's stop talking about the event that happened last season and talk about this season, which is what the video is titled. That would make more sense, Max. So first up on my list, I'm talking about the map. My theory, I don't know if everyone's talked about this, but this is the first time they've done this giant shifting of everything, where the entire map is, other than a chapter launch obviously, but the entire map is basically brand new. I know there's 3 or 4 returning name locations, but and I think honestly the Foundations or whatever that place is called, the Sanctuary, whatever, I think that's the only place that's like gets in the same place that it was last season. The other 3 locations have, well, and Latte Landing, but basically the whole map's freaking new, which is cool. It's cool. But I do think they did that because GTA 6 was supposed to come out May of this year, and you know the season started on the 5th or the 6th, something like that. So that's why they did that, was so that they could get their players back for GTA 6's launch. And I'm hoping that they have something big planned back in the fall when GTA 6 actually does come out. I don't know if they will or not, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the map feels really familiar. There's a lot of times I'm running around and I feel like, especially in the forest biome in the top left of the map, I feel like I'm back in chapter 5 almost. There's nothing from chapter 5 there, but it just kind of feels that way because of the woods, and like I feel like one of the streams is really reminiscent to one of the streams from the chapter 5 map too. So maybe that's just me. Just going around different parts of the map, it feels kind of familiar, but it's brand new, which is cool. The name locations are good. The new name locations are good. I'm not going to complain about them. I haven't played enough, honestly. I'm level like 20 something, so I played a little bit, but I haven't played enough to say, oh yeah, this place sucks, this place sucks, this place is good. I like them all so far. I mean, they're cool. The one thing I do think is weird is that one place in the bottom middle of the map, is what I was trying to say there. It's like flooded almost. Like half the houses, I don't know if it's intentional or not. I think it is, because the stuff floating on top of the water is in the right place. Like the little props and stuff are on top of the water like they're supposed to be, but the houses are flooded, like they're literally flooded. I don't know if that's supposed to be like, maybe they need to move the houses up or something. I don't know, but that's my one little nitpick, I guess. But the map is cool. That's not really a complaint. It's just like an observation, I guess. But yeah, the map's really fun. The places are neat. My only complaint is I wish, you know, they kept the Foundation, but now they've gotten rid of the Ice King's castle. I wish that was sort of kind of still there, which it is in that one place in the middle of the map, but not really, you know. So I kind of wish it was still here. But other than that, 2 thumbs up for the map. And I do wonder if this is going to be a new pattern Fortnite's going to do, where they're going to try and have an event, you know, because it worked out pretty good. I feel like they want to move their cycles shorter and shorter and shorter. That's just the nature of things in the world now, where things are so quick. So I do wonder if they're going to try and move their chapter cycles even shorter as it is, because, you know, or not chapter cycles, but they're going to try and keep on going for these summer seasons to have big new parts of the map unlocked, or even a new map entirely, which I guess they kind of did in chapter 4, but it sucked because it destroyed half the map in the middle and the jungle biome sucked. I didn't play chapter 4 at all. It was that bad. But there was chapter 4. I'm trying to think. Chapter 5 added the desert at the bottom, so that wasn't really a huge map change. It was just the desert at the bottom. Then chapter 6 added superhero stuff, which was okay, but I didn't play that season either. I didn't really like it a whole lot. But yeah, I do wonder if they're going to try and go for a big map change from here on out, or if this is just a one-time thing for GTA 6. We'll have to wait and see. So now let's talk about the main gimmick of Chapter 7 Season 3. The sprites. So the sprites are cool. They're fun. It's nice to see them come back, remodeled, and they're kind of fleshed out upon. And it's also nice that they're not required for you to play the game, right? It's not like if you don't have a sprite, you're gonna lose, or if you don't have this sprite, you're gonna lose. They're just kind of there to aid you in battle, and they help out, you know, looting and healing and stuff like that, which is nice. It's always good for them to have these things that are, and likewise, there's the gameplay of like you extracting the sprites too. So it's kind of like a new way to play, quote unquote, the game. There's new ways to do it, but you're not locked into doing it. You don't have to. Like, you know, you think back to chapter 5 season 3 again. That season was almost entirely at the first month, at least. If you weren't in a car, you were gonna lose. No matter build, zero build, anything, you were gonna lose because the cars were just that overpowered. I still stand by that was a good season. I think it was fun. It was just casual summer fun, but I will say it is a little annoying when you require someone to like have to use stuff like that. So I think the sprites are a good middle ground there. The collectathon aspect, I have said, can be a little tough. And you know, I know we're only a week into the season, but the season's only 10 weeks, and if you have to collect like 50 something sprites to get them all, especially because that includes variants and stuff that aren't always there, it's kind of hard to do. So hopefully, I know they're having a power hour this weekend where there's gonna be a lot of gold sprites, so maybe they'll do power hours and events closer to the end of the season. Maybe the 0 point will destabilize and there'll be everything, all the variants will be available or something like that. Or they could do, what I'd like to see them do is add to the extraction zones like a converter, where once you get a sprite to like, maybe you have to get it to level 5 so that, and it starts out level 1 again when you convert it to like a gummy sprite or a gold sprite or something like that. I think that'd be a good way to, like, you know, there's an alternate way to getting it rather than luck, because no one wants a gotcha system. That's lame. And I also wrote down maybe introduce a sprite only mode. I'm gonna be honest, I wrote that down this morning, and I didn't give it a second thought, and I just kept on going, so I don't know what exactly my plans were there. Maybe it's like a party royale type thing, or like a trading hub or something, or maybe there's a location on the map where you can, you know, there are multiple locations where you can summon sprites and stuff. I don't know. Like I said, which there is a summoning method to do it, but to find a specific one, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm sure they'll figure something out. Okay, now on to the core mechanic of the battle royale, the weapons and items available. So I wrote out just basically the big two players here are ARs and the shotguns, right? So first off, the ARs, this is being recorded after the balance changes yesterday, so I played a little bit yesterday after they they nerfed the Chaos assault rifle and they brought back the Warforged AR. I think that the Warforged low-key might be a little better because it's kind of like attack AR almost. So and then the burst is okay, but it's really inaccurate. It's really hard, even though it's called the surgical burst and it's inaccurate. Like, come on, guys. Not to say it's bad, but I think I'd pick a Warforged or I'd pick either the other two ARs over it. That's what I'm saying there. But the Chaos Assassin's pretty good, like early to mid game, and then once you get to late game, you want to try and find a Warforged. That's my like mindset for playing the game right now. So that's my 2 cents. You can follow it or not, I don't care. Next up is going to be the shotguns. So after the hotfix yesterday, the Chaos Reloader is officially gone. RIP the GOAT. It was really like, you know, the meta last season to run the Warforged, or sorry, the Chaos Reloader shotgun. So it's gone now, leaving just the Maven, the Striker, and the new extended focus shotgun. So I would rank them personally, Maven being the worst, and then the Striker, and then the extended focus, just because the extended focus is kind of the closest to the Chaos Reloader we had. I will say first off, the Maven, what I wrote down was isn't powerful enough by itself. What I mean is, like, you can't, the Striker or the focus shotgun, you can just run up on somebody, shoot them, spray them, shoot them, they're dead, right? But with the Maven, it doesn't deal enough. It's more of a finishing off shotgun than it is an instigating shotgun. So you have to kind of laser them first, and then if you run up on them with the Maven, you can take them out. But a lot of fights in Fortnite are not long range fights. Most of them are short range with shotguns and swapping and stuff like that. So I'd recommend taking the other two shotguns over the Maven, just my opinion. If you're gonna win with a game with the Maven, that's good for you, just not my cup of tea. But yeah, the Striker and the extended focus, it just depends on which one you want better. The Striker's more of a traditional pump, while the focus is more like the double barrel from chapter 6, but it's a triple barrel instead of a double barrel. But yeah, it's a cool shotgun. It's good. I'd take either or. The Striker's kind of more useful. It's more like a traditional pump, so you might be more used to that personally. That's the one I'd prefer. Pretty good shotgun meta, can't complain about it. Now the rest of the guns are going to be kind of like iffy, you know, like the SMG specifically. Now that the Warforged is back, there's no real reason to run an SMG in my opinion. If you're gonna run an SMG, you might as well run a Warforged, because there's no damage drop off and it basically shoots the same. It might shoot a little slower than SMG, but like, come on, it deals more damage, so it's fine. But you got the Stinger and the Flex. I think the Stinger's better, honestly. The Flex was better than the SMG they had in season 1, but now that the Stinger's back, the Stinger's definitely the GOAT. So run that if you're gonna run it. Pistols, I haven't used the handbrake pistol a whole lot, but it's fun. I've seen the clips of it where you reload and you throw it at someone. That's funny, but it's not very, you know, if you already have the shotgun stuff, and you gotta have utility items as well. It's kind of like just run it when you get it and then throw it away as soon as you get something else. And then the hunting rifle's back. I have mixed feelings about the hunting rifle, mostly because I suck with it. Because like literally I was playing the other day and someone like shot me while they were bouncing, like they threw a shockwave down, jumped up to the cliff ledge I was on, hit me with the hunting rifle shot, and then fell back down to the ground. And it's like, all right, bro, what am I supposed to do against that? I didn't even know he was gonna do that to me. But yeah, if you're good with it, I'm sure you're happy the hunting rifle's back. Just, I think they changed the bullet drop off, so it is kind of like a new, you gotta learn it again, but you know, it's fine. It's a good hunting rifle. Now to the utility items, right? So you've got your standard overdrive grenades. Got used to saying that still because they changed out the shockwaves for overdrives. They're still good, obviously. The shockwaves still, if you're in zero build, your tactical is your shockwaves. Good. Shockwaves are good. Everyone loves shockwaves. They brought back the shield breaker EMP grenades this season, which is good. They're fun to use, especially if someone's rushing in with a car or something. Just throw that at them. Disables their car, breaks their shields, and normally they don't expect it, so you can just they'll jump out of the car and you can laser them, which is good. The business turret and the pulse scanner's back. I think both of those are from chapter 4 season 4. I know the business turret is. I don't know about the pulse scanner, but yeah, they're kind of situational. I mean, if you drop on them and someone's running at you in the building, you can throw it down and distract them a little bit, but other than that, I wouldn't sacrifice another slot for it. Then we got Rift to Goes as well. I didn't mention that earlier, but I probably should have with the shockwaves and stuff. They're good. I mean, you know, Rift to Go, standard item in Fortnite. Everyone knows what it is. And then the big piece of utility this season are the 7 sliders. They are freaking awesome, dude. So after the buff yesterday, they overheat after a longer amount of time, which is good. You can travel a lot farther with them. Their percentage really doesn't matter. I feel like once you get them, you know, 5 or 10 minutes into the match, you won't even have to worry about changing them out, which is good. Maybe they should look into that, but then also you don't want to slide 5 times and then they break, you know. So they're really fun to use though. And here's a little pro tip for you on the 7 sliders. If you slide over water, it actually cancels out your timer. So like if your overheat bar's at like 75%, you can go over some water, bring it down to at least 50. Like even a river, it's not even that stressful, which is really nice, especially because like the bottom half of the map's like a shallow, what's it called, like a waterbed. I don't know what you call that, but like the sea, the tropical, you know, there's a bunch of water lying around. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's very easy to like recharge your boots over there, which is nice. And so what would I like to see for the rest of the season? We're 1 week in, the season's going pretty good, can't lie, but they're always going to do more stuff. So what do I want to see? First off, new sprites, of course. I know that they said there's going to be new sprites, but I don't know if they really mean new sprites or they just mean like new variants, because what we got now is cool, but like I said, they're kind of minor effects. Like I think the most quote-unquote broken one right now is honestly, like, I hate to say it, but the burnt peanut one can drop mythic guns when you kill people. That's pretty broken. But he's super rare, so it's kind of hard to get him. But yeah, that's a fine line to draw. Maybe they have a sprite only mode where everyone spawns with a random sprite. That, like an LTM, the sprites are crazy, but everyone starts with one, so it's okay. But like base battle royale, it would just be annoying if there's like a couple sprites that are really good and then some that aren't. So that'd be cool if they do like maybe a side. Maybe that's what I was talking about originally with the sprite only mode, where you spawn with the sprite, but the sprites are broken. Because in that way, if you're spawning with it, there's no point extracting it or anything. It doesn't matter. New guns, of course, are always going to add new guns. I do wonder what they're going to do for John Wick. I know he has a pistol and it's like a mythic gun. I didn't talk about it in the pistol section because I haven't had it yet, so I don't have anything to say about it, but I'll pull it up real quick on my, yeah, unless it's like a fully automatic, I don't see why we need it in it. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, I guess. It's John Wick's gun, but I don't, it's whatever. And then of course we're going to have a summer event this summer, as we always do every summer. I don't know what they're gonna do for it. I wonder if they're gonna make it lore combined, because it feels like that's what they've been trying to do recently, is combine the lore or the events with the lore. So hopefully they do. I mean, that'd be fun. Maybe it's like a sprite thing where they're all, there's a bunch of new ones over the summer, or like a new one every day. I don't know, but I'm sure the summer event will be fun. Simpsons Reload map is coming out. I assume it's gonna be the Simpsons map from last November, but a reload map. I don't think they're gonna make it any smaller. They might. I mean, it's kind of a big reload map, so maybe they will. But it was a fun map, so I'm glad to go back to it, especially because it was only a month long. Those November seasons suck because, you know, as a student, it's really hard to play a lot in November when finals are coming up and stuff. So I'm hoping that the map comes back as it was so that you can kind of get the full experience with it. But and then lastly, I'm hoping we can see some lore map changes. Like, you know, I don't know where exactly the story's going. I assume Geno's going to try and betray the 7 members, or what's left of it at least. I don't know what exactly they're going to do, but I hope, you know, last season we got, when Save the World went free to play, we got the Save the World location, but we also got like I guess the 0-point shards went away and stuff. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm sure whatever they're going to do, it'll be fine. And yeah, we'll appreciate it all. Maybe, perhaps. Maybe like when Jones comes back, there's something for him to do there. I have seen the theory that Geno will rift Jones away into the OG timeline, and then we'll get a Bunker Jonesy remix for season 9, sorry. And then the like fort fights will reveal that Geno is the scientist, or sorry, the visitor. Good grief, Max. That would be really cool. I hope they do that, because that'd be really fun. But yeah, I mean, that's all my thoughts on it right now. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I don't really have anything else to say. I stream sometimes. I stream Fortnite. I streamed Splatoon last night, so I stream all sorts of things. You want to check that out, just check my channel tab. I try to give an announcement at least the day of. I'm gonna try and do better about that in the future. But if you don't catch the streams, check out my VOD channel as well. I put them on there eventually. I'm gonna try and do it by the end of the month. I've got a lot of backlog to go through, so we're gonna see if we can do it. But yeah, that's all I got today, guys. So with all that being said, have a great day. Jesus loves you. And my stomach has been rumbling this whole recording, so I'm gonna go get some food to eat right now.
Ooh, you suck.